Good afternoon, Facebook. I'm Jason Kurtz. We're live right here with John Walsh, host of The Hunt, CNN, 9 p.m. And before we get into this coming episode, John, tell us a little bit, for those who haven't been watching the show, those who aren't familiar with your brand, what the show is all about and what your mission, pretty much your life mission, has become.
Well, I think lots of people sort of grew up on the fact that I'm the father of a murdered 6-year-old son, Adam. Happened probably around when you were a little boy, and that I hosted America's Most Wanted for 25 years on Fox. I was not a TV guy, I was a hotel builder, and was so angry at how little help I got to look for Adam and how the case was bungled, and we didn't really find out who killed Adam till 27 years later. But it became my mission to testify before Congress, which I've done hundreds of times, trips to Washington, walking the halls, and trying to catch the bad guys and change the way law enforcement operated. So 25 years with America's Most Wanted, great success. We got an Emmy for excellence in television. That was the height of the end of the show, and I thought it's time to hang up my spurs. I'd been on the road 51 weeks a year for 25 years and still married to the same beautiful woman, 3 grown children now. And then Jeff Zucker, when he took over CNN, old friend who used to run NBC, said, would you ever come out of retirement? Would you come and do a show here? And the FBI and the U.S. Marshals had been driving me crazy, saying, you got to come out, you got to come back, saddle up, put your spurs on and saddle up. I'm a horse guy, and lots of people know that. I'm a polo player. And played all over the world, love horses. But I did saddle up, and this is our 3rd season, starting Sunday night at 9, and we've had a phenomenal success. And I just want to say 11 of the people we've profiled so far have either wound up dead, 3 of them, or been captured. So it's a great experience. And I want to say to my Facebook friends, I have a great Facebook page, and now I'm partnered up with CNN and HLN. I appreciate these people because they give us tips all the time. And a shout out to Facebook because I had asked them, would you do Amber Alerts on smartphones? You could be a game changer. The Amber Alerts go on traditional television, traditional radio, they put up on road signs. But everybody your age and my age and everybody is using a smartphone, or they're on a game console, or they're on their iPad. And so the first month that Facebook agreed to do Amber Alerts, regional Amber Alerts, so you're not going to get one if you're here in New York City, if it's a California kid. Their first success was a 4-year-old that was kidnapped and saved that kid's life. So I have great admiration for what Facebook can do.
Oh, well, so Jeff's office is right over there. I think we're all glad that he gave you that call and that you put the spurs back on. Yep. Before we talk about Sunday's episode, and by the way, if you have questions, put them in the comment section of Facebook. We'll ask them to John here live. But one of the people who was profiled on a recent episode was recently captured. Tell us a little bit about that.
Christopher Ponce. Right. Now, I'm the father of a murdered child, as I said, a 6-year-old son. And I was very aware of this case because I live in Florida. I'm a Floridian. So I knew about Christopher Ponce, this entitled, spoiled little punk that had 10 traffic violations, DUIs, reckless driving, driving with a suspended license. And he gets the family car. He's living at home, college student, living at home.
This is in Tampa, 2012.
2012, absolutely. And he drives down a major thoroughfare in Tampa, a major interstate highway on the wrong side, plows into a car driven by William Angel, young guy in his mid-20s. He's got an Afghan-British war vet with him who is critically injured, a 3rd guy in the back seat who's badly injured, and William Angel dies. So they take Christopher Ponce to the hospital. He has some injuries. He refuses to take a breathalyzer, so they put him in jail. Everybody can smell it, the alcohol on him. A judge says, 5 days later, says, you know what, I'll let him bond out at $50,000. Now, people don't know that's $5,000 cash. So his parents pay the bond, and he's out. He's home with an ankle bracelet on, ordering pizza, watching TV while everybody else is in the hospital and William Angel is in the morgue. So the judge says if the toxicology comes back and it's positive, which everybody believed it was, he'll go back to jail. Well, it came back, doubled the legal limit, and the judge didn't keep his word. He recused himself. So we need the light. and I'll pick it up from there. I'm good.
Keep going.
Oh,
okay.
keep going because we're
Okay.
live on Facebook. So,
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
So
keep
anyway.
going with the story. He cuts off
So-
the ankle bracelet.
So he plans for 8 months. He
Right.
comes up with a scheme of, well, I'm going to go to a doctor because I need MRIs. So he gets the authorities to agree to let him take the bracelet off and make some doctor's visits. So 8 months in, it's time. It's game time. It's time to go to trial. He cuts off the ankle bracelet, which gave him hours, because in the past he would go back to the police station, get the ankle bracelet on. He should have never been home. Everybody knew he was a flight risk.
Right.
And we all thought that he went to Central America or Mexico. It's a Hispanic family. He speaks Spanish, his parents do. And police suspected that his parents were helping him. They still do. And I catch the case, put it on our first season of,
Right.
of The Hunt, and profile him a bunch of times. And I say, you know, if he's in Mexico, we have great fans in Mexico, huge supporters of America's Most Wanted and huge supporters of The Hunt, because I have Spanish-speaking operators.
Right.
And whether you're Hispanic in the States, or maybe you're illegal in the States, or you're in Mexico, I had many, many people call me on my hotline, and we caught about 40 guys in Mexico, Americans that had run there, Mexican nationals that had gone back.
But he wasn't in Mexico.
Wasn't in Mexico. So we keep airing it. We're airing it on HLN, and we're airing it on CNN, and we get a couple good tips that he may be in Spain. So we turn those over to the marshals. They were developing their own intel, and the father of William Angel had a big website, and he was trying to gather. It reminded me of me. He was proactive. He's going to solve his son's case. He's going to get the bad guy back. And it took 27 years to solve Adam's case.
Right.
So I knew the dad's pain. I knew the whole family's pain. So anyway, then we team up with Interpol, who were great friends of mine during the America's Most Wanted days. I knew the former director of Interpol, and they would put my big time guys on their red alert. That's the special most wanted list in Interpol worldwide lists. So they put Ponce on the list. And so the Spanish cops see him at a bus stop in the bathroom, think it could be him. They're checking their computers,
Right.
their handhelds. He's on the red list. He's starting to act real jickety. They grab him, they run his prints, and his prints come back as a hit. So now he's in custody. I hope Spain does the right thing. We have an extradition treaty, but they say they might delay it 8 or 9 months. This family desperately needs justice.
They want closure.
They want closure. Well, there's no such thing as closure, and I don't mean, Jason, to dispute you on that. It ends that chapter.
Right.
It closes that door. You'll always be the parent of a murdered child.
Right.
You never get over that. You're dealt a horrible card. But justice is, when Adam's murder was finally caught, well, he had died in prison 4 years before we caught him. But after 27 years, I didn't think it would be a big thing to find out that it was a guy named Otis Toole, serial child molester, killer. It was huge for my wife and our 3 children that were born after Adam, that they never met Adam. The whole family, that day was a monumentous day to end that chapter of Adam's abduction and murder. So the Angel family is waiting for Christopher Ponce to come back. The sooner he comes back, the sooner they can get to trial, and this family can get justice. This guy will get what he deserves. He's been on the run for 3 years, and we'll end that case.
So finding him all the way in Europe, all the way in Spain, is a testament to the reach of your network, the success of your show, your brand. This Sunday, your episode deals with human trafficking, and a guy that you call a 5-star sociopath. Tell everybody a little bit about him.
You know, for years I've had my own most wanted. Everybody
Right.
asks me, who's your 10? This guy's in my 10, very close to the top. Anybody that hurts women or children is a guy that I hate and I'm gonna go after. This guy does both, okay? So he's a known trafficker, and I think the sad thing that most young people your age and younger don't understand, that even though we're the richest, most powerful country on the planet, we are the biggest offender of sex trafficking of children. Now, I've done shows in Cambodia, went underground into the brothels there, you know, the violent pimps. North Vietnam has Vietnam has sex trafficking. Thailand used to be the capital of it, not anymore. Happens in India. It happens in third world countries. But you wouldn't think the richest, most powerful country would be the biggest abuser and user of sex trafficking of children. So this dirtbag has a long history of being a coyote. That's a smuggler, a coyote.
Right.
So he not only brings people across the border, they call him the Romeo pimp, but he really isn't. He goes around towns in Mexico, even his own hometown, and he'll say, I will take your daughter, I'll get her across the border, and we'll get her a job as a maid at the Four Seasons in Houston or the Ritz-Carlton in LA, and she can send money back and you'll be working the American dream. So when I first ran across him in 2010, he had kidnapped a teenage girl in Mexico, brought her across the border, forced her into prostitution, raped her before he put her into the cantina in Houston, because Houston's a big gateway for sex trafficking of Mexican adolescent girls, little girls. And he put her, she was a special target because she was underage, so locked her in a room 24 hours a day, got $600 a pop, and at least 30 guys, 30 creeps would come in there on the average night, all night, and assault her. So he gets caught for that. She has the baby. She tries to give the baby to someone in the brothel to take care of, to get it away from him. He finds out where the baby is and kidnaps the baby, forcing her to go back to prostitution. Okay, Houston PD, state cops, federal cops get him in the radar. They arrest him. Guess how long he served for kidnapping a minor in Mexico, raping her, kidnapping a baby, and running a prostitution ring. 3 years. And
it's unbelievable.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, he gets out. Now he's on my radar. 2013, he's trying to rent the most popular brothel in Houston from a woman, madam, a pimp. They all get together, the cops, and they say that this woman made approximately $9 million in a 5-year period out of this cantina. It's supposed to be for Hispanics, but plenty of American guys go there to have sex with underage girls. It's disgusting. But he's going to take over the cantina. They raid it. They get her, the madam. She's been convicted life without. Some of the people are flipping on the others, but they get 13 of them there, but guess who isn't there? Pancho. Right. Pancho gets lucky. He's not there. So I put him on my most wanted. I don't get involved in every single case on the hunt. It's emotionally
it's not
tough.
possible.
It's
There's
possible.
too many.
But this guy is on my radar, and so we're hoping this Sunday night on HLN and on CNN, 9 o'clock East Coast time, he's going to be the one fugitive on that show, and I think the phone's going to ring for Mexico. I think my big-time, long-time, loyal fans are going to spot him, or somebody spot him coming back across the border. And I want to say it, if you're an illegal in Mexico and you see this guy, he's in the underworld of Houston, make that call. We don't care what your name is. I never did. I said, people don't want to call cops, you know? They're afraid of retribution. So you're turning in weird cousin Julio or somebody you know and you think he's going to kill you. You don't want that to happen. I don't need to know your name.
Right.
Tell us where this guy is. We'll take him off the streets before he kidnaps, hurts other little girls. And he's famous for threatening these girls with putting guns to their heads, beating them while they're tied up. I mean, this is a big-time dirtbag.
Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. John, let's take some questions from Facebook as people are watching, putting things in. If you have questions, put in the comment section. You mentioned America's Most Wanted quite a bit. That was a show you did for 25 years. How is this show different?
Well, it's very different. Same concept. Cops are in my studio in Washington, D.C. when the show airs, but they can't answer the phone. The hotline operators, many of them work for me for 25 years. They answer the phone, you give them the tip, then we disseminate it to the cops. So the concept is the same. Let's get the wonderful worldwide public, and now I'm teamed up with CNN,
right.
So my net is bigger than it ever was. But I only do 1 or 2 guys a show. America's Most Wanted was pretty frantic.
Right.
We'd get 5 guys on, big, elaborate, expensive recreations, put missing children all the time. The Hunt, I picked out some of the guys I didn't capture in the 25 years. Right. And the second season of The Hunt, I caught a guy that I had profiled 15 times, never caught in 25 years. And a fan of The Hunt was in Guadalajara, Mexico, and spotted him in a Best Buy, working in a Best Buy. He was another kidnapper and torturer of little girls. That was very gratifying. But The Hunt is very different. Not as fast, a little more in depth. We build the cases a little more. Some people like the artistic style of The Hunt. Right. Some people don't like it. They don't think it's fast enough, that is as rapid moving as AMW is. But it's more of a focus on a really bad person, motivate somebody to call up, and look, we've had great success. As I said, we've nailed 11 people featured on The Hunt. 3 of them have been found dead, 8 captured. A direct result. The fans that are out there And the people that are watching The Hunt are doing the same thing that the good people that watch AMW did.
Yeah.
Make the call.
I think both shows, just such amazing work. Thank you, John, for being with us. Thank you for all your hard work. I'm so glad you came to CNN.
I love being here.
We love having you. And, of course, you can watch the latest episode. That's this Sunday, The Hunt on CNN at 9 p.m. Our thanks to John.
Thank you.